Hi guys, welcome to the most favorite session of mine in my life, the best revenge. Something that I somehow feel has created a lot of great people in life, and it's a very negative topic to take. Revenge is a very negative word, a lot of negative connotation attached with associated with it. But I think we should talk about it. Not that I've never spoken about this earlier in my life, but yes, on this platform for the first time. So, welcome to a very churning session on the best revenge with me. Hurt is a very dangerous emotion. Or I'll say more than dangerous emotion, I'll say hurt is a very powerful emotion. Powerful emotion because either it can end up destroying oneself or the other. It can also end up creating the oneself or the others, provided which direction the hurt takes you or which direction you give to the hurt that you go through in life. I don't know of a single human being that I have met in my life who has never got hurt multiple times in his or her life. Whatever the reasons may be, whatever would have been the trigger, whatever would have been the stimuli, whatever would have instigated, but all of us at some point of time either we would have gone multiple hurts or we will go through it eventually in our lives. Nobody can say that never got hurt in life. So hurt is a very strong emotion, very powerful emotion. I think it's somewhere the breeding ground of a lot of other negative emotions. And I am for the one who strongly believe that negative is more powerful than the positive. You also would have experienced it. 99% of trust or belief and 1% of doubt is enough to eradicate that trust or eradicate that belief. There's the power of negative. It needs 100 successes to create one trust. One failure is enough to create a doubt. There's the power of negative over positive. And hurt being one of those very powerful emotion and a negative emotion, it actually can be a source of destruction at the same time a source of creation. Very few people would understand how hurt can be actually be positive and constructive in more than one ways. So I really want all of you to go this journey with me with a lot of patience, with a lot of understanding. So listen to understand, then to come to some conclusions or opinions about what I am talking about. I'm going to speak from my experience and not from the books, as always. There are a lot of other negative emotions. For example, hurt. For example, anger, frustration, irritation. There are also negative emotions, but they are visiting emotions. What do I mean by visiting emotions? You're not irritated all the time. You're not frustrated all the time. You're not angry all the time. They are like visiting emotions. Now, anger comes, stay with you for some time, and then it goes. You're irritated for some time, then it is over. You're frustrated for some time, and then it is over. But when it comes to hurt, hurt comes and stays in your heart. It's not a visiting emotion, it's a growing emotion. It keeps growing and it thrives on feeding. And some way or the other, it keeps getting fed, knowingly, unknowingly, intentionally, unintentionally. It keeps getting fed and it keeps growing. Hurt grows into jealousy, and that jealousy then grows into revenge. And you and me are well aware revenge is very bad, can turn very ugly. People have lost lives, people have taken lives, people have ended up destroying a lot. In fact, if you see in the film industry, movie industry, maximum movies are made on this emotion called revenge. The revenge stories. Out of 10 movies, if they are released in a week, 6 to 7 will be on the basis of or on the context of revenge. It's a very common and very powerful but very dangerous emotion that human beings carry throughout the world, across the globe. That's why I chose to speak on this platform. Revenge. But it doesn't straight away start from revenge, it starts from hurt. Hurt turns into hatred. Hatred grows into jealousy, and jealousy into revenge. And sometimes, actually, you would have been hurt or you got hurt not because somebody actually wanted to hurt you. It just happened. There are times when you actually get hurt because somebody intended to do that. That is agreeable, understandable. But I also have seen a lot of people getting hurt not because somebody wanted to hurt them, but the way they received what happened in front of them or what happened to them or what happened with them, they received it as a hurt. And that became the very cause which grew into hatred and then jealousy and then revenge. I think that is really stupid. That's really immature. People getting hurt for small reason is not acceptable. I think we'll all have to grow out onto some maturity. A very common thing that happens in my life, because I always work with people, be with people, something keeps happening. A lot of people come and tell, uh, I want to say something, please don't feel bad. I said, that freedom I'm not given to you to make me feel bad. I don't feel bad. अब बुरा मत मानना, तुमको हक नहीं दिया मैंने वो मुझको बुरा फील कराने के लिए. I won't feel bad. If anybody in the world can make me feel bad, who am I? A punching bag or what? I'm a dustbin. थूकदान है क्या मैं? Anybody can come and spit into me and I'll feel. Nobody is that freedom I given to anybody that anybody can make me feel bad. There were times in my life when I used to take sessions and people used to make comments on the YouTube. Some comments, sometimes it will be nasty comments. I didn't feel bad. If you really want to feel bad, should be some really good reason. No? Somebody should really come and challenge your ego or hurt your ego, or really it should be something major. I understand. I have seen college boys and girls in my college getting hurt for simple reasons. I've seen people in my own world getting hurt by some simple reasons. So must be case with so many of us. I'm talking about the real hurt. Now, we all can always justify, though Deepak, you do not know, that is my real hurt. We may not be sentimental about what I got hurt for, but I'm very sentimental about for what I got hurt. We always have justification for our emotions. So be it. Doesn't matter. Hurt is a hurt. Whether it is come from reasonable ways or unreasonable ways, hurt is hurt. Let's take it like that. Let's have this benefit to each one of us. Karan koi bhi ho, whatever the reason is, if you have got hurt, you have got hurt. Now, how do you process hurt is a very important step in our life. That's where maturity comes. That's where the signs of maturity can be visible in any human being. When you get hurt, how do you process it? The times in my life, as recent as we had 7 days wandering monks, where I took set of people for nature spiritual adventure for 7 days with me. And some session I spoke little harsh, and looks like one of them got really hurt. That is what we all assumed. Next day morning, when we spoke to him, he said, no, 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 I didn't get hurt. I didn't even process it. You are my teacher. You have all the right to say what you want to say. If you have understood like that, that's how it is. Or maybe if I needed that feedback, I got that feedback. I'm absolutely okay with it. I will never put you into my judgment. You're beyond my judgment. You're my teacher. I won't get hurt. Such a sigh of relief for almost every one of us. And I felt very proud that we have a student in my fraternity where they don't get hurt because I said something in public to them. Not a statement, but almost for 30 to 45 minutes, there was a talk. And it didn't even deter that man even a moment for feeling bad about what I'm speaking. And later I realized actually the reason was something which was not the reason I should have spoken for that. But the person chose not to get hurt. How you process the hurt? Even God does not fulfill all your desires. Even God disappoints you at times. Do we choose to get hurt because of God also, with God also? And do what? We start become jealous of God, start hating God, and start taking revenge on God? Really, does it make sense? So very important here is, at the point of hurt, how do you process it? And I think that's what I intend to share with all of you through this session of the best revenge. Because eventually hurt will grow into hatred, hatred will grow into jealousy, jealousy into revenge. That's the sequence of growing emotion. Hurt is a growing emotion. It is not a visiting emotion. If it's come, it come, and it just keeps, you just keep getting fed by some people here and there, or you see something and you get your hurt keeps becoming but more and more hatred towards that person who was the cause of that hurt for you. So let's first understand this part where I want to share with you is, ask this question when you get hurt. Hurt, you feel only in two states. I'm not talking about Indian states, I'm talking about emotional state. Either when you're in love with somebody, or it's a relationship based on love. Love is the only emotion which is one of the emotions which can make you get hurt, which can make you feel hurt in a relationship with whomever you have. So ask yourself this question when you feel hurt in your life for whatever happens or whoever the reason is this hurt because of your love that you have for the person or because of the love that is there in the relationship? So hurt occurs because there is love in the relationship. For example, you are driving on the road and some small goof up happens with some passerby on another bike or another car, and then they really use some very abusive language and shout at you, scream at you, and use some very dirty slangs and cuss words, and all this thing happens. You get angry on that person. You don't get hurt. But when you come back home, let's say you came back home very late because of whatever reasons, and as you come back home late and your father really gets upset with you and shouts at you, screams at you, maybe uses some cuss words and maybe some abusive language he talks to you, you really get hurt. The stranger on the road got you angry, but your father, you got hurt because of his behavior towards you, which means love can create hurt. So one very major reason for you and me to get hurt is because of love. Other is ego. You can also get hurt because somebody actually came and hurt your ego. Somebody tried to put you down. Somebody tried to insult you in public. Somebody tried disrespecting you. Somebody did not understand your worth and actually tried to make you worthless, and your performance was questioned. You as a performer were questioned, and your results didn't speak for itself, and you have been taken for nice ride in front of everybody, and you felt hurt. Your ego was touched, or you're in a position where you never thought you will be um, treated like that. For the position that you hold in society, the position that you hold in your family, the position that you hold in your office, and the way somebody behaved with you, maybe ruthless, maybe very rude, and it actually hurt your ego. So hurt can be because of love, or can be because of ego. So at the moment of hurt, first I really want you to then getting overwhelmed with hurt and behaving very crazy and cranky. If there can be a pause, if not immediately, because in the state of hurt you may not be able to think, but when you settle down, maybe few minutes later, hours later, or maybe at the end of the day or next day, ask yourself, the hurt is because of what? Because of love, or because of ego? Because moment you differentiate this and you have this understanding, I think a lot can happen in a very constructive way. Because 99% it turns into negative way. 99% of times the hurt in people only destroys either oneself or the other. Only those people who have that maturity, or who have this clarity, or who have this understanding, what I'm sharing with all of you, can actually end up using the hurt in a very constructive way and create your life and maybe few more lives. And I'm going to speak that 1% to you. Because 99% destruction we already have seen, and I don't want to speak about it. I've seen people ending up hurting their own loved ones. I've seen people destroying businesses, careers, relationships, health, in this way of hurt. So I don't want to speak and touch on that 99% of part where hurt ends up in destruction, oneself and others. And to speak on that 1%, if you can be those who are watching this, if you can be those who choose to fall in that 1% category and actually use the hurt to create and construct yourself and others, I think that will be the success of this program, this session, and all that I have personally experienced in my life. So at the point of hurt, you should actually sit back at some point and ask yourself, are you hurt out of love, or are you hurt out of ego? Hurt is hurt, no doubt about it. But the cause, if you understood, the response will be different. When you're hurt out of love, what to do with that, the response will be different. And if you're hurt out of ego, the response towards that will be different. And that's what I want to share. So, hurt is not a visiting emotion, it's a growing emotion. If you continue to hold on to hurt for a long time, it will grow into hatred. And the truth is, between the hater, the one who is hating, and the hated, the one whom you are hating, between the hater and the hated, it is always the hater who suffers the most, because a lot of time the person whom you are hating is not even aware that you are hating the person. A lot of people must be hating me in their lives for whatever reasons. Knowingly, unknowingly, I would have hurt them, intentionally, unintentionally, because of my some decisions, or because of my some statements here and there. They would have got hurt in the process, and they must be hating me. I mean, not even aware of it. Between the hater and the hated, or between the hater and the hated, it is always the hater who suffers the maximum. Why choose to be a hater? Why choose to be a hater? So we'll have to make some corrections today along with me. If you're hurt out of love, one thing is very clear. You have a relationship, or you have relationships which are bonded with love or bonded by love, and you have put a lot of effort to build that relationship over a period of years to where it is, and today something happened. Again, benefit of doubt, knowingly, unknowingly. Something happened today, 3 years later, 5 years later, 7 years later, by which you got hurt. Will you take a decision to break off? Will you take a decision to hate the person? Will you take the decision to withdraw yourself from that person? Will you take a decision to let go of that relationship of years and years together that you took so much to build up? Very recently, I told somebody, for a temporary emotion, don't take a permanent decision. It's something I said, something I did. You got hurt. Because I love you, you love me, and you never expected me to react to you like that, and you got hurt. But for that temporary hurt or temporary emotion of what you're going through, the discomfort, will you take a permanent decision to let go of a relationship? I'm not saying hurt is a temporary emotion, but in temporary state of that hurt moment, it will keep growing if you don't deal with it properly. Will you take a permanent decision on a relationship that you have built over a time? And I have seen people, relationships of years together, or a petty issue, or very simple understanding, you get hurt and you let go of a relationship. It's actually so immature. So first, when you get hurt and it is a relationship out of love, where there is love, there is going to be hurt. In a session on love which I took in the month of February, I shared that where there is love, there is going to be hurt. So hurt actually means the love is there in that relationship, so you should actually cherish it. Yes, I'm getting hurt because there is a love in the relationship. It can be a little more disastrous hurt. Somebody cheated you, betrayed you, played with your emotion, dumped you, ditched you. You never expected that to happen. Now what do? Is the question here. Either you can choose to hate and keep growing in the hatred, not realizing that you are the one who's suffering the maximum. And then when you see the other person doing what they are doing, it keeps fueling you. Then you grow into jealousy. You're not at peace with yourself. What do? That is one thing which you have to discuss. The other thing is, ask yourself, at this time the hurt was out of ego. My ego was hurt. And nothing wrong about having ego. A lot of people say never have ego in life, never have ego in life. And I don't think it's possible. I have my self-groomed ego which I have built over so many years. And why not? There are places where there should not be a place for ego. In a relationship, there is no place for ego. In front of your God, in front of your higher, in front of your guru, in front of parents, in front of your loved ones, there is no place for ego. There's only place for love, surrender, dedication, devotion, faith, gratitude. But there are places where you need to have that ego because it gives you that energy. When you are on the when you are on the playing ground, when you are on the performance grounds, when you are there on the field, and you try to prove that you are the best among everybody, and you want to win at every cost, you want to go and get it, you want to be an achiever, you want to be a topper, you want to be a champion, and that energy comes only out of that ego. I'm the best. And I want to be the best. I want to prove to everybody, yes, it's my ground, it's my field, it's my day. That energy comes only out of your ego. You should have ego. I like what Muhammad Ali said, a legendary boxer. I really love his quotes. Really, every quote is such heart-touching and heart-piercing, amazing. And one of the quotes of his really inspires me a lot. When I say inspires me a lot, it gives me feeling, wow, a kick milta hai. He says, all my opponents, even in the dream, if you dream that you have beaten me, Next day morning, come to me and ask for apology, ask for forgiveness. That's that's ego, and that ego gives him a strength to be a world champion, the heavyweight champion of the world. Even in the dream, if you think you have dreamt that you have beaten me, next day morning you better come and say sorry to me. Hussein Bolt will always do this and say, I am the greatest. That's ego. So I'm not saying ego is bad. Ego in a right place is good. Ego in a bad place, in a wrong place is bad. Not in the relationship, not in front of your teacher, not in front of your guru, not in front of your God, not in front of your parents, not in front of your lovers, loved ones. There you don't need ego. But then there are times when you get hurt out of ego, and we have seen this in movies or in the outside. When you lose an order to somebody, or when you lose a match, and the one who wins looks at you with a very sarcastic look, or passes sarcastic comment on you, and then you actually feel hurt. You have seen in the movies those hero loses something, and the villain comes and gives a very crooked, cunning smile in front of them. See how I not beaten you at your own game. Like that movie Singham, you saw almost every movie you see where you see that hero has been triggered, his ego has been hurt. Whether you are a policeman or you are an IS officer and you're playing the role of a protagonist, and then the antagonist comes and beats you at your game, and then your ego is touched, and then you fume. Your hurt also can come from the doors of ego. That time how you process is not the way you process when you're hurt because of love. But the response to both of them is the same. But the intention is very different. And that's what is the game of tonight. You're hurt out of your ego. Your competence is being challenged. Your expertise has been challenged. Your art has been challenged. Your skill has been challenged. It hurts. It hurts to fail. It hurts to be bogged down at your own game. It hurts. When you don't perform to your expectation or to the crowd's expectation, it hurts. It hurts to your ego. And both. If the hurt out of love can make you go into jealousy mode and then eventually into revenge and hatred, then the hurt that comes out of ego, if you don't deal with it properly, it can make you sulk. People take to drinking, people take to smoking, people take to drugs, people take to solace in those unwanted, stupid, insignificant ways. They find solace sitting in the bar because they are a loser. They keep sulking in the corner of the room, in their house, getting lost in the smoke of the cigarettes, and keep going into depression. That is one way they respond. And then there are few people who has a very beautiful way, and that is the way I would have thought I'll share with all of you. The first at the point of hurt, and we all will go through hurts in our life. First, ask yourself: it is not the hurt that destroys you or that it creates you. It's the way you choose to respond to that hurt. Actually, will either create you or destroy you. If you react to the hurt, it will destroy you. If you respond to the hurt, it will create you. How to respond to the hurt is the only 1% population of the world which understand how to respond. 99% they anyway react in the way of hatred, react in the way of jealousy, in the way of revenge, and those people get hurt. They also go into this reaction of sulking, depression, misery, sad, carrying a long face, spoiling themselves, picking up bad habits. So the point of hurt, ask yourself this: are you hurt out of love or are you hurt out of ego? If you're hurt out of love, the reaction can be hatred, jealousy, revenge. If you're hurt out of ego, reaction can be sulking, depression, smoking, drinking, bad habits, dying every day within yourself. Or you can respond. And for me, that's the best revenge. Because revenge to lena hai. because nothing is going to satisfy you. The only way to deal with the hurt is, and only way to feel on top of your game again when you're hurt, whether it is love or it is ego, the only way you can feel satisfied is by taking revenge. That's for sure. But not the kind of revenge you and me talk about or everybody in the world talk about. Mine is a different kind of revenge. And that is the best revenge, which I think I have lived by it all my life. I have seen a lot of great people creating their life, constructing their life. And a lot of people around my life I have seen doing that and building up their life, even after being hurt very big time, very badly hurt in life, emotionally, financially, socially. Because the only thing that will make you feel satisfied or contented after that hurt is revenge. What I call it as moral revenge. That's what I've learned, that's what I've done, and that's what I practice. Moral revenge. If you are hurt out of love and you understand, yes, I'm been hurt out of love, then trying to do unwanted stuff by trying to hate somebody and then destroy their life. I've seen people doing black magics, people doing gossip about the person, people doing backbiting about the person, people bitching about the person who have hurt them. And in the process, spoil themselves and others also. Or you can say, I'll take revenge. What is the best revenge that time? If you are hurt out of the love in that relationship by your own loved one, and now there is no love, it is just evaporated, it just vanished as if it was never there, then the best revenge you can take is live a very beautiful life. Such a beautiful life you should live that the person who has hurt you, knowingly or unknowingly, the person or the people who have hurt you, they should feel, I think I missed a very beautiful human being. The best revenge that time is live a very beautiful life. Somebody dumped you, somebody played with your emotion, you're dropped from their life, and you're big time hurt. There's a huge vacuum in your life, a very huge vacuum in your heart. I think then getting into that unwanted reaction, the best way is find a way and live a beautiful life. A beautiful life filled with a lot of love again, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, a lot of celebration. I'm not saying it is easy, but no revenge is anyway easy. You think to take a revenge to kill somebody, to hurt somebody, to destroy somebody, is it easy? For 24 hours, 24 bar 7 to be obsessed with this thing, how to destroy this person. You think it's a peaceful thing? It's going to be really, really difficult. And so is it the case with living a very beautiful life. To live a beautiful life is not easy, but that's the best revenge you can take in life is when you hurt because of your love. You love that person dearly, or that person also, whatever it may be, for whatever misunderstanding, confusions, or it was intentional, jo bhi hai, but you're hurt now. Live a beautiful life. Live a beautiful life. Say goodbye with a smile and say, that's okay. It's okay. I'll go through it. Not going to be easy. I'll eventually come out of it, but that's okay. Smile and say goodbye and put all the energy, all the effort, and live a very beautiful life. I've been hurt by a lot of people in my life, a lot of loved ones, misunderstood, confusions, somebody contaminated their minds, no, whatever it may be. I have been on the receiving end. Not even once I've cursed anybody in my life. Not even once I thought a bad thing about their life. I only said this one thing: let all good happen to you. For all the love that we have shared together for so many years, let that love be the best memories in our minds and heart. And let this one hurt or these few hurts be ignored and overlooked And let me use that energy of love that I have shared with you for last 1 year, 3 years, 7, 12, 15, 20 years, and let's live a beautiful life. That all the good happen to you. At the same time, I told a lot of good will happen to me also. मेरा भी अच्छा होगा. Why to say उसका बुरा हो जाए? Why to say let bad happen to this person because he done bad to me? You did bad to me, let good happen to you, and good also will now happen to me. With that belief and faith, I've built my life. Took some time, but I live a very beautiful life. Very recent 9 minutes motivation I shared with most of you who are watching this. After losing so many people, so many relationships, so much of my health, so much of money, so much of status, so much of position, so many things I have lost in last so many years in my life. At the end of it, not the end of it, and today even at this age, I'm still not poor. I still have a lot of beautiful people in my life, a lot of amazing moments in my life. Still, I'm financially doing good in my life. Still, I have a great reputation and great respect in the world of mine. I think इतना खोने के बाद में भी मैं अभी तक गरीब नहीं हुआ हूँ. I think I'm not being poor even after losing so much in life. I think I'm living a very beautiful life. And very recently, I also realized those people who didn't want to even utter my name on their tongue for whatever reasons to nowadays speak about me in a very good taste. It's okay. I'm happy with that. Not that I want them to be back in my life or not I want to go back to their life, but I'm happy because I'm living a beautiful life. Best revenge. So live a beautiful life. And if you are the one who is hurt out of ego, then you also have to take revenge to feel complete with yourself. Only that will give solace, that will give that peace to your heart. Then I think if you're hurt out of ego, then you should take revenge, moral revenge. Out of love, if you're hurt, you should live a beautiful life in front of same people who are the cause of your hurt. Live a beautiful life. And if your ego has been hurt, or if you're hurt out of the ego and you really feel disrespected, you really feel insulted, then you should take moral revenge. Moral revenge. And history is filled with moral revenge. The first instance, or the first thing which I ever understood as a student about what actually means moral revenge is from that book of Lee Iacocca. Book name itself by the author himself is Leo Iacocca. Leo Iacocca was the vice president of Ford Motors, it seems. And he writes in that book, one of those days, for I don't know what reasons, Henry Ford II fired me. And I was on the roads next day. Standing on the road, I was so furious and angry with Mr. Ford II. I actually felt like going and murdering him. But I realized I'm not courageous enough to kill somebody. Then another thought came to my mind was, after such an humiliation, I don't want to live anymore. I want to go and commit suicide. But I also realized I'm not that a coward. I'm not a coward of that kind that I can go and commit a suicide. So what to do? I decided to take moral revenge. And it seems in that book it written, Leo Iacocca goes and takes over a sick company, or almost a bankrupt company, Chrysler Motors at that time, small cars manufacturers. Took over that company, ran that company for a few years, and within few years, the sales of that car grew so much that in the small car segment, Chrysler Motors beat Ford cars, thumbs down. And he says that day I had taken my moral revenge because I know that morning when Mr. Ford too will open the newspaper and see and read that headline that Chrysler Motors in small car segment has taken over or overtaken Ford Motors, he will actually feel why at the first place I threw him out or fired him from my organization. He said that day my moral revenge was completed and I felt so peaceful with myself. Moral revenge. Grow so big, then trying to put somebody down. Grow so big that the person who was the reason for your hurt should think, why did I fiddle with him? Why I just simply triggered him? Take moral revenge. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi I was thrown on the platform by two British police officers, lying down on the platform in South Africa, humiliated, insulted, hurt. Inside he thought, we don't know what he thought, nobody wrote about it, but because we have seen what happened after that is history. The world has never seen that kind of revolution, the way one man took it by himself. And inside he would have processed himself, big time humiliation. But I still thought, you too, you threw me out of railway compartment. I'm going to throw you out of my country itself. And next, decades after decades, he worked every day, holding on to that hurt of humiliation without showing on his face. With so much of peace and composure and non-violence, he dragged the entire British out of the country of India. That was his moral revenge. Then that hurt can construct, create a country by itself. Has the power of processing hurt in a right way, then sulking and getting depression and picking up a bad habit and cursing the world, cursing the God, cursing the people. And nothing happens. Or you can choose to bounce back. Very recently we saw that movie Thalaivi, Amma, Jai Janarita, the chief minister who we lost few years ago. When she was humiliated by men, such a shame in assembly. And when she was humiliated, her sari pallu was been pulled, held by her hair, insulted, humiliated. She leaves that assembly and promises and takes a vow that next time she will step in the assembly only as the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. And that's what she did. She took moral revenge. Moral revenge. Not only she constructed and created her own life, but she also constructed and created a new party. And for next so many years, decades, she ruled a state, a woman. That's the power of moral revenge. You're hurt. Who doesn't get hurt? We all get hurt. Very regularly we get hurt. First, my I won't say request, but for my this one thing with all of you is our heart so weak that anything can hurt us. Anything can hurt us. Can't we just ignore few things? I have seen simple reasons on the road. People pick up fights which can be actually very insignificant to be even given attention to, leads to major road fights to the point people get killed. Rowdyism happens. Can we just ignore? And I think one of those sessions in Sampurna, which happens every Monday night, 9 o'clock, I shared with a set of people. Most of you would have heard it from me, saying that love forgives. Love loves to forgive. Ego wants revenge. Smart ignores. I think in today's context, I can really ask you and tell you that if you're hurt out of love, choose to forgive, no, than to take revenge. Your loved one only, no, family member only, no, relationship only, no, friend only, no, lover only, no, girlfriend only, no, boyfriend only, no, husband, wife only, no. You lived so many beautiful moments with that person, no. Why are you now bent upon to destroy somebody's life? Why are you so self-obsessed? I'll teach you a lesson. I'll show you who I am. To whom? To the person who did not care about you at the first place. What are you going to teach him? And if you teach him, the best thing is live a beautiful life. Live a beautiful life. And who's stopping you from there? And there's no competition there. Here you have to now compete with the fellow person or compete with the person who hurt you. And what are you trying to prove? Get ahead of people. Don't get even with people. It's a lesson I have learned on the road. Get ahead of people. People on the road gets ego involved with other car. Somebody takes over, somebody drives rashly or give a small cut and go. Now that fellow is now trying to catch, chase and trying to teach him a lesson. What will you teach a lesson? On the car you are playing fast and forward. What is that movie's name? Fast and furious you are. Then you're going to go and dish him. Even if you dish him, he also will get or they also will get hurt and you also will get hurt and your car worth lakhs also will go into dump. Don't get even with people. You did this to me, I'll do that to you. I'll teach you a lesson. Tit for tat. Mahatma Gandhi only said, eye for an eye and we will have a blind kingdom. A kingdom of blind people. Why to get even with people? Get ahead of people. I'm not saying it's easy, because to walk away from that place where you were insulted, when you are hurt, and to do nothing in turn, just to walk away, and everybody just looks at you, sometimes with sympathy, sometimes with pity, sometimes sarcastically, sometimes laugh at you, and to just walk up from there is the most difficult thing, my dear friends. I can tell you, I've been there. But internally you tell yourself, today is your day. ठीक है, you caught me in a wrong foot. Today is your day. Today is not my day. I'm been on the wrong side today. I'm on the receiving side today. Or you can get into a brawl, you can get into a fight, you can get into an argument, you can get into all those drama and tantrums and shut, and out of it, nothing has been achieved. Your hurt is not satisfied. It's the most difficult thing to do in life. You're thrown out of the office, you've been fired, you've been dumped, you've been dropped, you're ditched, you're cheated, you're betrayed in front of your own eyes, and you stand there humiliated, and you actually do not know. I really wonder, I really feel, I don't want to be in the place where, like Mahatma Gandhi or Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, when he was thrown on the platform, lying on the platform there, everybody watching, and few of them looking at you with pity, few of them laughing at you, few of them sympathizing with you, few of them feeling sorry for you. How difficult would have been in that position to, because the train goes with the two British police officers, and then you have to get up from there, and to walk from that point back to your home is the longest journey, heaviest journey anybody could have gone through in life. Not easy at all, not easy at all. I know I have been in that place quite a time in my life. You also would have been in that place. But I think that is the strength of the character. You use hurt as energy. You use that hurt as fuel. Now I will show you what stuff I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be, and what I am. No, I think I needed that hurt. Sometimes hurt instructs. So if it is out of love, why not choose to forgive, is what I'm asking you. If it is out of ego, don't forgive. Don't let go. Pick up yourself like a phoenix bird. Upgrade yourself, upskill yourself. Like those fighters in the movie, they practice harder, hard blood, soul, sweat, everything they give, and come back as reigning champions, bouncing back to top one more time, not against somebody, but with themselves. I'm not somebody who can be played with. Don't trigger me. You're giving a message. Once you did, see what I have done to myself. Do it one more time. I'll go even more higher in life. Well, recently I saw a Tamil movie. I don't understand Tamil, but I watched the movie with subtitles. I don't even know how to pronounce the name. But the hero's name is Vijay Antony. He wants to become an IAS officer. He go to study in Chennai, one of those small chawls, and gets into some rough rowdies and They almost destroy his career by getting involved into something else, and then there's a police case, and he cannot go for the interview, and he cannot be anymore a collector. So his dreams are shattered. His mother feels very bad about the entire thing, and looks like story will end. The next scene shows that he goes and stands for municipal corporation elections, and as he's preparing for the elections and all these things happen, and again something happens, and he becomes elected, he gets elected, and then other people in the villains, all these things make him under something, they drop him from that. He also loses that seat of him being that corporator, and then looks like everything is going to end, and he doesn't fight with anybody. He goes and fights election for MLA seat, and he wins the MLA seat for the kind of work he has done for the society there. And something happens, and again some drama happens, and he has to lose MLA seat, and looks like again everything will be over. And then he fights for election for the chief minister, and then finally it is shown that he becomes the chief minister of Tamil Nadu. He takes moral revenge. Once you fiddled with me, I became a corporator. I'm supposed to become an IAS officer, I became a corporator. I don't want to get exploited. I don't want to feel victimized in my life just because some antisocial element played with me. And he, from not being an IAS officer, becomes a corporator. And that also has been taken away from me. He doesn't fight with against anybody. He again lifts himself, raises himself, becomes a, even if it's a movie. I think the thought process is what I'm talking about. You put me down once, I'll bounce back so big. You put me down second time, I'll bounce back even more bigger than that. And that is the attitude. And that's moral revenge. Every time you're dropped down, every time you're put down, you only choose to go and grow bigger and bigger, higher and higher, and reach where your people can't even touch to get you hurt. Then you go and live a life beyond hurts. That's what I today aspire for. That's what I today strive for. Can I live my life without getting hurt, beyond hurts? I want to live my life beyond hurts. I have lived my game, and I played that game brilliantly. There are times when I have lived now I live a very beautiful life. That's my way of taking revenge. I've done a lot of moral revenge in my life, grew myself from where to where. Now I want to live my life striving, life beyond hurts. Life beyond hurts. That's what the people want to do it. Because they don't know me. I know who I am, right? I know what stuff I am made of. I know I have that grace. If God has chosen to grace me with his energy, I have nothing to prove to the world. After all that I have gone through in my life, if I still see miracles in my life on a daily basis, I see miracles in wandering monks on a every moment basis, then I know I'm the chosen one. His hand is there on my head. His grace is done on me. If my God himself has graced me with his grace, I have nothing to prove to the world. I don't get bothered by what people think of me and what they feel about me and what comments they pass about me. I want to live life beyond hurts. Same heart, which is filled with a lot of hurt. I want to live life in the same heart without hurts. I'm not saying it is easy, but I strive to do that. And I think in recent times I'm successfully doing it. And I really want, I don't have expectation for myself from anybody, but I would have expectation for all of you. See, either take revenge in love by living a beautiful life, or choose to forgive. Or if the hurt is out of ego, I'm telling you, don't forgive. Not others, don't forgive yourself that you lost, you are humiliated. Use that hurt to fuel yourself. Use that hurt to channelize. Use that hurt to energize. Create yourself, construct yourself, take moral revenge. Grow so big, become so big, upgrade yourself, upskill yourself, learn something new, practice harder, give whatever it takes, and then be on top, back again. Take that moral revenge. And third, at some point of time, people are immature. Like Jesus Christ said, no. Oh Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Actually, at times people don't know what they are doing. They actually don't know what they are doing. We are living in a very immature world, and people are really immature. Why not choose to strive to live a life beyond hurts? What you do and what you don't do will not change my love for you, is what I want to strive in my life. Whether it's through people, and people are the only sole reason for your hurts in your life, and I don't want to get hurt. And even if people want to come and hurt, I want to actually strive to live. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing to do. I'm striving towards it, and I'm to a large extent, I think I'm successful in doing that. I really wish, I really pray, I really request, I really challenge all of you. Can you live life beyond hurts? Can you become so big lover in life that first it is forgiveness for the hurt like Jesus Christ? Or can you grow so big in life, so tall in life, so humongous in life, so mammoth in life that now people should not even think of hurting you, that lifestyle you should be. Can we become that heart, so filled with love that in front of you everything melts? Like Mother Teresa, it seems, went to one of the richest men in Kolkata in her times, knocking on his door. He opens the door and she asks, "Sir, I have children to be fed. Can you donate some money for me to take care of my children?" It seemed that rich man, out of his rudeness, spat in her hand and said, "This is for you." It seemed Mother Teresa took that spit and said, "Thank you for this. This I'll keep for myself. Give something for my children, please." After seeing that love for her children and for her cause, it seemed that rich man melted in that very moment, and he became the biggest and the largest donor to missionaries of charities run by Mother Teresa. Can we become that heart that even the one who is hurting, his or her heart melts for the heart that you have filled with love? Either let's become that lover or that heart with so much of love, or let's become so big in terms of achievements, in terms of results, in terms of personality, in terms of character, that nobody should even think of coming close to hurt you. And if possible, can we live life beyond hurts? That's what I strive. That's what I keep striving for. That's what I keep praying for all of you also. Thank you for being with me in this last 60 minutes. The best revenge is to live a beautiful life. The best revenge is to take moral revenge. The best way is to live life beyond hurt all the time. Let's look forward for. Thank you so much. Love you so much. Let the end of the year be a different peak altogether. So, the best.